ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dr. Martin Luther King. Today is his birthday, and Princess Ashinkale is here to read to you the story about him. Give me a moment, please. Thank you. Welcome, 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 one and all. Welcome to Ashinkale's Poetry Palace. The channel is Stir Up Knowledge Entertainment. I'm Princess Ashinkale, and here I am, story time with Princess Ashinkale this year. And I am reading for the boys and girls. After teaching 40 years, you know, I really, really miss it. So today's story, boys and girls, is about We Shall Overcome. The story of a song. The person who wrote the book is Debbie Levy, and the person who drew the illustrations, which are the pictures, Vanessa Brantley Newton. We Shall Overcome. The story of a song. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. And some of you might know this song. It goes a little bit like this. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Yes, and that's the song that this story is depicting. Because Martin Luther King overcame a lot of things for us, for people, for humanity. I'll be all right, I'll be all right, I'll be all right someday. Back in slavery times, when enslaved people worked long days with no pay and no say, no freedom and no fairness, no choice and no chance. The people sang. They suffered, yet they sang. To soothe the hurt, to fight the cruelty, to declare that yes, they were human beings. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe, yes, that we shall be all right. We shall be all right someday. I'll overcome someday. I'll overcome someday. If in my heart I do not yield, I'll overcome someday. It took a war, the Civil War, to end slavery. But even after, white people treated black people as less than fully human, excluding them, ignoring them, blaming them, even attacking them, all because of the color of their skin. Black people were no longer slaves. It was true. But they were not truly free. Still, they believed things would get better. So they sang. We will overcome, we will overcome, we will overcome someday. It wasn't easy to believe. It wasn't easy when white people shut out African Americans from good jobs and good pay. Schools and libraries and neighborhoods, restaurants and hotels and bathrooms, train cars and bus seats, playgrounds and parks. But black Americans and some white Americans did believe they could overcome the unfairness, hate, and violence. They started to protest. They brought a church song, I will overcome, to the streets. But since they were marching and working together, they sang, we will overcome. We together will overcome. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we will overcome someday. From the streets, the song reached the ears of city people, country people, followers, and leaders. It reached Martin Luther King, the most important leader working for justice for African Americans. He took the song with him in his heart. Everywhere he traveled, the words changed a little, but the spirit stayed the same. Look at these beautiful drawings, beautiful art, right? Such a great artist. We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. There were many forms of race hatred and many ways to fight it. Some students fought by sitting down in restaurants and asking to be served. They didn't ask for free food. They didn't want special services. They just wanted to buy a meal like any white person could. The students sat and sat and sat waiting for hamburgers, donuts, and sodas that never came. See my peace earrings? Sorry to digress. We're all about peace and love. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. That's what they sung. More and more people decided to stand up for the rights for African Americans. One small group, the Freedom Singers, traveled 50,000 miles in 9 months to living rooms, concert halls, elementary schools, jails, high schools, and rallies, bringing We Shall Overcome to people in 40 states, inspiring them to believe that change was coming. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone today. They kept singing. The biggest gathering of people united in support of fairness for African Americans took place in the nation's capital. That's the White House. Marching towards the Lincoln Memorial. Here's Abraham Lincoln, great president. Hundreds of thousands of people, black and white, and young and old, joined hands, joined voices, and sang, "We walk hand in hand. We walk hand in hand. We walk hand in hand someday." That's what they're hoping, that one day they'll be able to walk hand in hand as black people, white people, people of all races. It's all about peace and love and unity. Slowly, things were changing. Laws were passed, but race hatred stayed strong, even stronger than the laws. So, President Lyndon Johnson gave a speech. His ancestors once held slaves in Texas and Georgia. But President Johnson looked out at the millions of people watching him on television. spoke of equal rights, he did. He spoke of human rights and voting rights for African Americans and recited the words of the song. We must overcome the crippling legacy of bigotry and injustice, and we shall overcome. Excuse me. How could such a song stay in one country? It could not. We shall overcome sailed across the oceans to other countries where people faced injustice. Excuse me. He traveled to South Africa, where Black Africans embraced it as their own freedom song in their long struggle against an all-white government that treated them as outcasts in their own land. Excuse me, I don't know. Black and white together, black and white together, black and white together someday. All across the country, look at how they dress in different cultures. The song, we will live in peace. Yes, peace. This is a symbol for peace, guys. We will live in peace. We will live in peace. We will live in peace someday. And you know, Princess Ashinka, I just love peace. I can't wait. The song traveled to India, East Germany, South Korea, Czechoslovakia, Northern Ireland, Bangladesh, China, the Middle East, South America, wherever people worked for a better life. Even as it spread across the globe, the song never really left its American home. It took a very long time, but race hatred did grow weaker. Freedom grew stronger. President Lyndon Johnson was followed by another president, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another. And then, you know this man, Barack Obama, president, former president now. Barack Obama. The people of the United States, black and white, young and old, elected an African American man excuse me, to be their president. On that day, people sang the song that so many voices had sung before in pain and in protest. On that day, they sang in happiness. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Today, here's a teacher with all his kids singing. Look how happy they all are. Today, people still struggle, excuse me, against hatred, for freedom, poverty, against fairness, despair, and for hope. We still sing. We sing to declare that, yes, we are all human beings. And this is the timeline of the song, the history of the song. Timeline tells you history in a very short way, not only with songs, but your lives. Love this book. Great author. We Shall Overcome, the story of a song. Princess Ashinka, thank you for stopping by today. I hope that you enjoyed this story. And I'll be seeing you again real soon. Stop by at Stir Up the Knowledge Edutainment, where Princess Ashinka has some goodies for you on the way. Love you.